Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Led by Mary. My name is Martha, and today we will be talking about a very precious prayer to me, the Rosary. We are in the month of October, and October is actually the month of the Rosary. If you didn't know, well, now you know. October 7th is actually the feast day of Our Lady of the Rosary. And before we get started, I want to dedicate this video to Blessed Carlo Acutis. Today he was declared blessed by the Catholic Church, and strangely enough, I talked about him 2 years ago with my confirmation class. I shared his example, for his life, because he had such a great devotion to the Rosary. He had such a deep love for the Eucharist, and if you can, search him up and learn a little bit more about him. I mentioned in my first video that I was a confirmation teacher for 4 years, and one of the things that I always taught my students was how to pray the Rosary, but not just how to pray the Rosary, but what the Rosary was. When we pray the Rosary, we're meditating on the mysteries of the life of Christ, but we hold Mary's hand while we do it. Jesus gave us his mother at that moment at the cross. He gave us his mother through the Apostle John, the beloved disciple. And Mary, one of the saints, says, loves us. Even if the hearts of all the mothers in the world, all their love was put together, it still does not equal the love that Mary has for us. And not for us as a whole, but for you individually. As you meditate on the mysteries of the life of Christ through the Rosary, Mary stands with you and she holds your hand. She offers you the comfort of her beloved Son and of her tender motherly heart. Today, however, I want to share a testimony with you of the power of the Rosary in a time of illness, in a time of a difficult situation for my family. I come from a family of 5 girls, and one of them actually passed away. One of my sisters passed away in 1991, a year before I was born. My parents' second child, my sister, she was born with a terminal illness, and my parents were told that she would live maximum 2 to 3 years, and that was, if we were fortunate enough. So my mom started praying the Rosary every single day for her life, for her health, for strength to deal with the situation and with knowing that their child was going to be taken away from them prematurely due to this illness. And my mom says that one of the things that really saddened her and terrified her at the same time was the thought of the moment of her death. She was so petrified in thinking, is she going to be hospitalized? Is she going to be hooked up to, different machines at the hospital? Is she going to be suffering when she passes? And my mom says that she surrendered to the Lord, that she accepted that, my sister was only going to be here a couple of years for a short time, but to grant her the grace for her not to suffer at the moment of her death. And my mom says that the moment that she passed away, which it wasn't when she was 2 or 3 years old, it was actually when she was 8. She lived 8 years, thanks be to God. The moment that she passed, it was as if she just kind of fell asleep. She was not hospitalized, and none of the scenarios that played in my mom's head and in her heart that she feared would happen. None of that happened. It was as if she fell asleep and into this deep peace. She passes in 1991. In 1992, I am born. And the moment of my birth, after a couple of studies, my parents are told that I have the same illness, that I have a terminal illness. And as my parents take me home, now they have to face the fact that they've just lived and given back to God their child at 8 years old, and now they have to relive the same thing with me. Now they have another child with a terminal illness that will only live a couple of years, if that. My parents start praying the rosary every day for my life, for my health. And my mom says, and I can't even imagine, that she felt such a weight on her that it was unbearable to think that she was starting up the whole process again with me. And she says that at 6 weeks, she has to take me to my checkup. And they do, the exams again. And the doctor tells her that there's no trace of illness in me. That what they had told her in the hospital when I was born was wrong. That I was not ill. And you know something? That's a miracle. That is the miracle of my life, and that's the miracle of why I'm here today. Due to the power of the rosary. But not only the rosary. My dad, he was a smoker. And during this time, he gives up smoking. He gives it up for good. He doesn't smoke anymore. And he offers it to Our Lady for my health and for my life. The power of prayer and the power of fasting, of giving up, of denying ourselves of something. It can work wonders in our lives. And that's what my parents did. And that's the reason why I'm here today. Because of the prayer of my parents, because of the power of the rosary and of fasting. When sharing this testimony, I am moved to call out to you if you're watching and you are pregnant and you're carrying a child in your womb and you've been told that this child has special needs or whatever it may be, and you're being suggested to have an abortion. Hold on to Mary's hand and trust the Lord. And the Lord actually says in Jeremiah 1:5, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I dedicated you. A prophet to the nations, I appointed you. The word of the Lord. The Lord has a plan for the child that you're carrying in your womb. And He has a plan for you in your life. And it's a beautiful plan. And a wonderful plan. But it's a plan that the world does not know how to reveal to you. So it suggests to you an abortion. Hang on to Mary's hand, and she will take you to do the will of God. Pray your rosary. Just if you don't know how to start, if you don't know what to do, just pray your rosary. If that's the one thing that you can do, pray the rosary. And Mary will grant to you that grace, the help from God. Trust in Him. I thank you so much for watching. And if you have a prayer intention or, just want to leave a comment, go ahead and drop it down below. If this video has been helpful for you, or if you feel called to share it with someone that's going through a difficult time or through a difficult illness, share it with them. God bless you.